What's going on, boys? Norm here. We're in the flavor lab, and what we're doing today, well, boys, we're doing a braised deer poutine. Sounds deadly. All right, so what we're gonna do, what we're gonna need, we are going to need, obviously, we're going cheese curds for the flavor nerds, cheese curds for poutine. Sometimes we like to do the shredded mozzarella, but I want to go with the real deal here. We're gonna make a gravy out of, well, we have our deer, so I got that in a Ziploc so I don't get blood everywhere. This is probably like a 3 or 4 pound roast. We're gonna sear that off and we're gonna slow cook it in a little bit of this red wine. We're gonna make our gravy with the drippings from that, as well as some beef stock. We got our bag of russet potatoes. We're gonna do a hand cut, deep fried French fry. And we are gonna have a little bit of that secret weapon, the Maritime Madness garden herb seasoning. So we're just gonna add a little tiny bit of that to flavor our gravy at the end. And then this is gonna be deadly. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get to work on our fries, or the buys, and get those soaking. So what we do is, the reason we soak these, we're actually getting the starch out, and that's actually gonna give us a crispier French fry. So all we're gonna do is cut these into about 1 centimeter. So again, for you guys that might not use the metric system, 1 centimeter is a fucking centimeter. So cut it about that. And these are all gonna be hand cut. So they're gonna be, some of them might be a little bit different sizes because we're going the old eye test. So like this is what we're looking at here. Cut those up. I'm gonna get those into a bowl. We're gonna fill that bowl with water and we're gonna let that soak for a little bit. Once I'm done cutting these fries, we're gonna come back and we're gonna sear off that deer, boss. We'll be back soon. Perfect. All right, boss, we're back. I got my slow cooker out. So what I did is I chopped up just a little bit of red onion and some minced garlic and fired it in there. So I don't really want to do this in the stove all day, so I'm just taking the slow cooker out. We're gonna do the searing. So what I got going is I got a cast iron pan on the stove with some butter in it. We got that going at about a medium heat. We got about, we're on a 4. We're gonna get that deer in. Time to sear the deer. All right, so we got that deer in. What we're gonna do is we are just going to sear all sides of that. And then what happens is that when we braise that in our liquid, it's gonna create basically the sear creates a seal to keep those juices in. Then it's gonna slow cook in here for probably about 5 hours. All you want is a nice little brown crust on that. Make sure you hit all sides. Listen to that sizzling away, guys. That's gonna be tight. So once I get that off, then we're gonna fire in some of the liquid, let that reduce, but we'll get to all that after I throw this stuff out. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. Perfect. All right, guys, we're back. We have our beautiful deer roast seared off. We are gonna get that into our slow cooker. And then what we're gonna do is we are gonna get our red wine and we're gonna deglaze this pan. I'm gonna put this back on the stove. Don't be shy, guys. So I'm gonna put probably about half this bottle in our pan here. Actually, I put a little bit more, and then what we're gonna do is we are going to put that back on the stove. We're gonna put that back on the stove and we're gonna let that reduce. We're gonna let that reduce by about half. That's gonna bump up the flavor a little bit, and then we're gonna get this in this pot. Now, what doesn't, we don't wanna bury it, we don't wanna drown it, so we don't wanna have too much liquid in it, but what we're gonna do is when this reduces down, we're gonna add just a couple drops of balsamic. We're gonna add in a shot of ketchup, because usually with a braised meat, you're adding a little tiny bit of tomato paste to it. We're just gonna do ketchup so that we don't have to waste a whole can of tomato paste. Ketchup is essentially tomato paste with a bit of sugar and vinegar in it, so all good. We're gonna add a shot of that. I'll show you in a minute. We're just gonna get this reduce down, get that in, and then we're gonna top it up to about halfway up the meat. We're gonna put this beef stock in there because the beef stock's gonna go real good with the deer. So be back in probably about 5-10 minutes once that red wine's reduced a little bit, and then we're laughing, boys. We got this in the slow cooker. Then all we gotta do is fry some fries and make some gravy. We're laughing. Perfect. All right, boys, we're back. So we got our red wine, which we reduced. Get that in over our deer. Deadly. So that smells real good. Then we're gonna get a little shot of ketchup in there, like I had mentioned. Not too much. And then just a little bit of the vinegar. A little bit of balsamic. We need a little bit of acidity. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna kick this up later. Actually, right now we're gonna kick this up with a little bit of that garden herb. So what we're gonna do afterwards is we're essentially gonna make a gravy with this, but it's gonna have, where we're doing like the red wine and stuff like that, it's gonna have like a little bit of a more floral note to it, I guess. It's gonna have that red wine flavor in the background, but we're also gonna get some of that beef flavor and actually from the deer juice as well. So that's gonna be lights out. You only wanna cover about half of the meat, so I'm not gonna add too much of this beef stock here. There we go, that's about halfway up. And then what we don't use in there, we're gonna take this beef stock, the remainder of it, and we're gonna make a gravy. So I'm gonna plug this in. I'm gonna hit that, put that on about, there's different levels, so it's just basically high or low. I'm gonna put this on high for about 5 hours or so. Then we're gonna come back, the whole house is gonna smell delicious. We're gonna fry up them fries and we're gonna put this shit together, guys. So, get that on. I'll be back, then we're laughing. Perfect. All right, guys, she's been about 5-6 hours. I had to restart the slow cooker because I accidentally unplugged it earlier to plug something else in like a dumb fuck. But what I did now is I got about a quarter to a half cup of flour mixed in with some of the leftover beef stock that we had. And this is gonna be the base to our gravy. And I also went and got some gravy browning just in case the flour makes the gravy a little too light. We want this a nice brown color because, I don't know, it's wild game. It's like almost like beef. You want it to at least be brown. You don't want the starch that's in this or the flour that's in this to make it too much of a light color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the deer out, put it into I have a foil tray. Then I'm gonna get that, start tearing that apart, and then I'm gonna put the juices into our pot, mix this in, get that on the stove. So here we go. All right, guys, so we got our deer out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start straining this stock. So basically this is the red wine and beef mixture that we had. Get that all in there. So this is gonna be the base for our gravy. It is thick as fuck. Oh yeah. Just mix that around to get some of the odds and ends out of it, that onion and that garlic. All right, let's get that out of here. I'm actually gonna give this a try and see what this tastes like, see what the flavor's like already. You get a little kick from that red wine. You definitely get that deer flavor. A little bit of the beef stock flavor. This is gonna be, guys, it's gonna be lights out. I got our oil ready to go at 325. We're gonna cook these fries for about 6-7 minutes because they're fairly thick cut. We'll start getting this together here, the gravy. Let's add our thickening agent into it. There we go. I'm gonna add in just a little tiny bit more of that beef stock. This is gonna be a big pot, guys. I might have to freeze some of this. It's gonna be fucking deadly. And a little tiny bit of our gravy browning. Probably about a tablespoon of that. Let's see what the color looks like. Oh yeah, color's fucking beautiful. It's like a regular like beef gravy color, but you can see a little tiny hint of like almost like red purple from the wine. We're gonna get Mark's here, guy that brought me over the deer. So we're gonna make it fall. All right, boys. So the fucking deer is all torn apart. We got Mark here with us. Mark actually, I think, killed this fucking thing. He gave it a fucking rock bottom, followed by the people's elbow. Just slayed it. You smell what the rock is cooking, which is fucking deer, obviously. All right, so let's get this fucking going, boys. Get a bowl out. We got them fries ready. All right, we're gonna get a good portion of them fries. All right, then we got our fucking cheese curds for the nerds, you know what I'm saying? Get some of that shredded deer. Look at that, boys. Unbelievable. It's just ridiculous. This is fucking stupid. Cool. Ah, yeah, eh? Then we're gonna hit that with our gravy that we made. All right, boys, so I got my fries done here. We're gonna drop some of them curds on. Curds for the fucking nerds, boss. Did you call me lame? Fucking mom's lame. Nailed it. All right, then we're gonna get some of this deer meat on here. Jeez, vicious. I think between the two of us, we might eat a whole fucking roast. I mean, I'd say that's not healthy if it wasn't fucking deer. Get that gravy going. All right, boys, let's give this a go here. Make sure you get the curd on there. Oh, that's a giant piece of deer. Perfect. Curd, deer, and a fry. All right, let's fucking go. So that's good. The red wine coming through in the gravy is delicious. You can really taste the people's elbow that Mark gave that fucking deer in the meat. It was super tender, and you know that's a mix of the rock bottom and the people's elbow. Guys, that's legit. Like, even if you're not gonna do a poutine, like, just braise that deer. That's deadly like that. Alright, boys. So that's a huge win. Remember now, give this a try. Let me know what you think. Gotta hear your comments, but fuck. Don't be going home hungry, boys.